If you're watching this right now, your life is probably something like this. It's absolute chaos right now. It might be because it's summer. It might be because you're working more hours. The kids are doing your fucking head in. Doesn't matter what reason it is. But the old methods that you did to lose weight, counting calories, you've only ever used that. And it's the only thing that's ever got you results. But right now, it's just that one thing that's just teeter-tottering, sending you over the edge every single week, and you're on the cusp of burnout. And it feels like a text message is just that little thing that's going to push you over the edge. But here you are. You're probably telling yourself you need to try harder. You need to stick to your diet more. You need to just stick with it. But sticking with something that's not designed to work when you're under high amounts of pressure is just a reason for you failing waiting to happen. So today I'm going to show you exactly why the advice of just counting calories and sticking with it is designed to burn you out, and how you can use my low friction nutrition system right now from today to make sure you don't fall off the wagon this summer and actually continue to get results, so you're not restarting again in September. And just to caveat this, I'm not saying you never need to track calories. I use calorie tracking with my clients, but it doesn't have to be the only way of doing things. So in your normal life, you have stress. You've got, like I said, you've got work, you've got food, you want to lose weight, you've got your partner, you name things, that is what you're stressed. Your brain load is the task that you take on every single day. Replying to a message, doing a drop off, getting to that meeting, whatever it may be. And this is kind of how we operate in day-to-day life. We've got normal amount of stress and normal amount of brain load. You might argue a bit more if we're parents because, you know, we never have a fucking brain cell left. But this is how we normally operate. However, what we're supposed to do when we get stressed, right, is this. So the stress goes up. So someone's doing your fucking head in. The kid's off sick. You've got more childcare to worry about. Your stress goes up. We're meant to reduce the load we put on ourselves. So can we reduce hours in work? Can we stop taking on extraneous tasks like calorie counting? Can we do those sorts of things? The problem is you actually don't know how to do that. If you track calories, you get results. If you don't track calories, you fall off a cliff and restart again back in September. So what do you default to do? This marvelous option here. Rather than doing this, you get stressed, you don't know how to fucking deal with it, and you end up just burying your head in something. So one of my clients, workaholic, she just does more work because she doesn't have to think, she doesn't have to feel things. Brain load, rather than dealing with it, you eat more food because it makes you feel better and it makes you feel less shitty. Increased brain load, you start tracking calories even more. I know I have to be on it even harder now because if I don't, I'm gonna fall off that cliff. This is just a surefire for burnout. If you do this, you are gonna cause yourself to burn out. And when you burn out, it looks like this every single year. You shame yourself, you shit talk yourself into oblivion, you fall off a cliff, you then don't do anything for 3 to 4 months, pile the weight back on and some, and then you go to a new coach and you're like, I've tried to lose, but I always regain the same amount of weight I have done for the last 4 or 5 years, even up to 10 years with some clients I've worked with. So how do we get from here to here? And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. And because I love Greece, we're going to go and call this the 3-pillar system, okay? So 3 things that I've used with my clients to help them lose weight even when they're not calorie tracking as well as they could, especially when you're under a lot of stress. So pillar 1, this is actually going to use stuff you've done before, because I know for a fact you've tracked calories before. You've worked with a handful of coaches probably, or you've at least tried to track calories yourself. And we're going to use something called default meals. You're going to pick 3 meals for breakfast, 3 meals for lunch, and 3 meals for dinner if you can. If you struggle with that, try and pick at least 2, okay? So for each meal, 2 to 3 meals you're going to have. These are meals that you have either tracked before or you know you like, and you've used them and they've given you some form of success. So at breakfast for me, I kind of have a little from rotation. I have oats that I cook on the day with protein in it, some fruit on top and a bit of honey. That's one of my meals that I can go to and I can make without thinking. I can do it with my eyes closed. Then when I get bored of that, which I inevitably will, I then have my yogurt bowl. I have 200 grams roughly, and I know it's roughly because I kind of divide the yogurt pot into sections. So if it's a 500 one, I have about half of that tub. I'll put half that tub of yogurt in a bowl. I'll throw some fruit in there, throw some yogurt in there, a teeny scoop of granola, and that's me. That's my second breakfast. My third breakfast might be a little bit something different. It might be like a bacon sandwich or something like that, but it's something I know that's roughly what is in it. And I know I enjoy it and it satisfies my hunger. I will then do the same for lunch and dinner because I know it works. There's less thinking involved. It's more do that. And I will do that over and over and over and over again until I get bored or until I feel like I have enough energy to try something new. Just drop and pen, that's fantastic. The bonus rule I'm going to give you here as well, you are not allowed to track them. No tracking of them. If you track anything, those meals you can't track. You should know what's in them. If you don't track them once you've tracked them once, use the same bowls, same utensils, whatever it is, you know how to build it and what it looks like. Stop tracking it. Practice it. It's uncomfortable, it's hard. But it'll be far easier the more times you do it. The more times you tell yourself you have to calorie track and have to weigh your food out, the more time you're going to spend stuck there. So pillar 2, this is including snacks and treats that you want to, but there's a rule to stop you picking out and stop you overwhelming yourself. Because when you have lots of choice, you will just have all of them. You can eat anything you want. You just can't eat everything you want. Basically, you have to pick one treat you want every single day. And I generally like to say it's between 200 to 300 calories. So one treat, 200 to 300 calories. So for me, when I was cutting weight for kickboxing, I used to have a crunchy. A crunchy has 150 calories. I could eat that every day without fail and it tasted fucking phenomenal. I also know that if I want ice cream because it's sunny outside, I want a Magnum. A Magnum's about 200-ish calories. That is fine with me. Whatever your go-to thing is, know what it is, know roughly how much is in it, commit to it. But once you've had that, no more. And that can be hard, but it's practicing setting a boundary that once you've had something you enjoy, you were purposeful with it, you had intent behind it, you just didn't eat it blindly. Because the amount of times we just eat foods because it's there, because we didn't think about it, and we keep going and going and going, that's the issue. Pick something, be deliberate about it, savor it, enjoy it, turn the TV off while you eat it, sit there and be present whilst you enjoy it. So rather than restricting yourself forever, include it, be meaningful with it though. And pillar 3, I think, is probably the most important of the lot. Because being honest, things will go tits up. But when it does go tits up, you need to have a reset. And I like to do this in a meal, okay? So think of it this way, especially if you've got kids. How many times have you cooked them dinner, cleaned the house, you got other shit to do, and then you get to you at 7 o'clock and you're like, I could not be arsed cooking if it was the last thing on earth that kept me alive. Because I get that all the time. The amount of times I'm working, I'm busy and everything like that, gets to the end of the day, I don't want to cook. I just need something easy. So you need one meal that gets you on track, especially when it's so much easier to go to the takeaway because it's faster. That, by the way, I'm guilty for it, but that excuse doesn't work because the takeaway usually takes 30 to 40 minutes. It's the effort. You don't want to use any effort. So do this instead. Get one pre-cooked protein, okay? I go to Tesco's, they have loads of different types of chicken. They have sweet chili chicken, they have tikka chicken bites, they have mango chicken bites, whatever it is, just strips of chicken. Buy that, it's like £2-3 quid. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're paying for convenience here. Next, pick one pre-cooked carb. I love Tesco's for this because they have like sweet potato mash, they have normal mash, they have cheesy mash, they have pre-made jacket potatoes, they have pre-made rice. Pick a carb and have a serving of it. If it's the rice, have half the packet. If it's potato, have 1 or 2 potatoes. If it's the mash, have half the packet of mash. Just be sensible with your portions. And the last bit is the volume buster, okay? You need some form of pre-cooked veg, whether it's a tin of peas, a tin of sweet corn. I love getting steam bags. They have like cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot in it and stuff like that. You can get other ones. You can get Chinese veg. You can get Mediterranean vegetables. Pick some form of vegetables. This is to bulk up your meal a wee bit. And then lastly, because it's not boring as shit here, get a sauce on it, okay? That can be something as lighter than light mayo. That could be hot sauce. That could be barbecue sauce. Just something that makes it have flavor. The aim of this meal isn't to be fantastic. The aim of this meal is to stop you spiraling and going off the edge of that cliff. Because when you're having a bad day, you need a meal that you can quickly throw together in less than 5 minutes that costs you no energy or effort. Because rather than waiting until Monday and spiking up calories on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can quickly whip this up in a few minutes, go to the shop, pick it up, whatever it is, throw it together in a bowl, and you're ready to go. And you're no longer stuck down that hole. And the reason I know these pillars work, right, is because I have done this with all my clients. But one client in particular in the last 6 months has lost 12 kilos of body fat. Not 12 kilos in total from her body, 12 kilos of body fat from her body using this in 6 months. She's averaging 2 kilos of body fat off her body every single month, despite working 11 to 12 hour shifts, despite renovating a home, despite having a high stress day and just feeling like she could never do this before. This was a woman who never could dream of eating under 2,000 calories in her life. This was a woman who could never dream of doing nearly 10,000 steps a day. But she's achieved this whilst living her life. She eats out meals with her husband. She gets coffees with her friends. She does all the little bits that she wants. But she's done the calorie tracking. But she's learning how not to live and die by it. Because the things that stopped her from falling off the cliff was being able to reduce her mental load and reduce her brain load. And when she was suffering and struggling, she had me in her corner and she had things that could help her reset. And now look, if you still stayed around to the end of the video, I know this is probably something you need. And you're probably sitting there nodding along, being like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I've dealt with that for the last however many years of my life. And look, I'm here to tell you, you don't need another custom calorie plan. You know what calories will roughly get you to a target, but you need implementation. You need systems just like this and help implementing it for your exact scenario, because you're gonna be different to that client and that client's different to another client. You need a solution for you. And I know reaching out's hard. It's quite nervous. I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know what I'm gonna expect. I'm here to cut the bullshit. If you click the link in my description below, it'll bring a custom WhatsApp link up, which will have a preloaded message for you. So you don't have to type anything. You don't have to think about anything. You just click that button and it'll send it to me. I will know you've come from this video. And all I want to do is organize a chat. You do not have to buy from me. You do not have to work with me. I just want to sit down for 30 minutes and be like, where are you right now? What are you struggling with? And help you move forward in the future. Whether that's working with me or giving you something to go away with in a little document. As I always say, we're just grown-ups having a conversation. You have no obligation to work with me, but I still want to help you regardless. So look, if that's you and you're considering it, click the link in my description. Send the little message that's predetermined there. Take the effort out of this and I'll book in the call for you. And I hope this video helps you at the end of the day. So if you did, please just drop it a like, drop me a thumbs up. And if you can, drop me a comment. What was the most useful thing to you? And if not, I'll see you in the next one.